Get ready to embark on an extraordinary journey through time and faith as we unveil the incredible story of the ancient lost city of Sodom, with astonishing evidence that could reshape our understanding of history and spirituality. In this gripping video, we'll delve into the mysteries beneath the sands of time, offering a tantalizing glimpse of God's presence. In the past several years, archaeologists have found compelling evidence confirming the existence of various figures and places mentioned in the Bible. In ancient times, according to the Bible, a massive disaster struck, and among them there was a story. We refer to this story as the destruction of Sodom. For a long time, archaeologists tried to find the city on the plain, but couldn't. This led some to believe that Sodom was just made-up stories, not real events. However, recently, new evidence has emerged that suggests the destruction was indeed a real historical event. The exact location of Sodom as described in the Bible has been a topic of debate for years. And now, archaeologists have made an incredible discovery regarding the biblical cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Gomorrah, which was also mentioned along with Sodom. They believe that these ancient cities were located near the Dead Sea. In this area, they found evidence of a catastrophic event. This evidence includes melted rooftops, disintegrated pottery, and strange patterns in the rock formations, all suggesting intense heat. This event is thought to have occurred 3 to 6 centuries after 1650 BC. The settlement covered about 100 acres. Furthermore, when examining the remains of an ancient city's destruction layer, the presence of arrowheads provides compelling evidence of military involvement. This suggests that an army was responsible for the city's demise, engaging in combat with the defending forces. Conversely, if no arrowheads are discovered within the destruction layer, it indicates that the city's downfall was likely not the result of a military invasion. Instead, it raises the possibility of a natural catastrophe or event causing the destruction. This line of inquiry becomes particularly intriguing when applied to the enigmatic cases of Sodom. Researchers find themselves pondering the circumstances that led to the demise of this ancient city. The absence or presence of arrowheads within their destruction layers holds the key to unraveling this mystery, shedding light on whether their downfall was a consequence of human conflict or a natural calamity. As a result, the researchers delve deeper into their investigations, eager to uncover the truth. What makes this topic so interesting is that when people try to prove parts of the Bible wrong, they often find themselves proven wrong instead. This happens because more and more stories from the Bible are being supported by archaeological findings, as well as by non-biblical historical records and oral traditions. Some people suggest that this city should be located at the southern end of the Dead Sea. They've found possible locations, and one site in particular seemed abandoned and damaged by fire. Initially, it appeared promising, and conservative archaeologists promoted it as a satellite city of Sodom. However, several studies have shown that this site was abandoned around 2350 BC, long before Abraham's time. Even with conservative estimates, the surrounding sites didn't end at the same time, with one ending about 300 years earlier. So the southern cities could be the cities of the plain. Furthermore, the geographical location of Sodom seems to point to a more northern area. In Genesis 13, Abraham leaves Egypt and goes into the Negev, traveling to a place between Bethel and Ai. Then Abraham and Lot agree to split up to avoid conflicts over grazing grounds. Abraham tells Lot to choose the land he wants, and Lot chooses the well-watered Jordan Valley, which was like the garden of the Lord toward Zoar. This was before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot settled in the Jordan Valley, and Abraham settled in the land of Canaan. In Genesis, it is mentioned that Abram and Lot were initially near Bethel and Ai. Later, Lot moved east and settled near the Jordan Valley close to Sodom, which seems to be located across the Jordan River at the northern end of the Dead Sea. This area is described as round or oval-shaped, which matches the flat plain north of the Dead Sea where the Jordan River flows through. It offers a clear view across the valley, consistent with Lot's ability to see the entire valley. The evidence also indicates that this region was well watered, with numerous springs. Romans later used these springs to supply water to various cities through aqueducts. Genesis 13 portrays this area as a well-watered place. Additionally, Genesis 14 mentions the presence of bitumen pits around Sodom, which aligns with the northern end of the Dead Sea, as later cultures mined bitumen in the region. Also, Genesis 14 refers to the city of Sidon, which could correspond to the era where the armies of Sodom fought invaders during the Middle Bronze Age, near the northeastern corner of the Dead Sea. This location may have experienced fluctuations in sea level, creating a widened breach, aligning with the description of the battle in Genesis 14. Various areas along the Dead Sea were sometimes open land, which fits well with the idea of a nearby valley near Sodom. Regarding the mention of Sodom's location in Ezekiel 16:46, the term south may not necessarily mean directly to the south. In this context, it could indicate a position to the right of Jerusalem. The perspective in the text describes Samaria to the north of Jerusalem and Sodom to the right, which for Jerusalem would be east and just north of the Dead Sea. This interpretation aligns with the other evidence presented in Genesis. As in Genesis 13, it is mentioned that Sodom existed. This led archaeologist Stephen Collins to search for Sodom. After previous surveys, he identified a site called Tel El Hammam in the Jordan Valley, which was the largest Middle Bronze Age site in the area. To provide some context, Collins stated that those city walls of Sodom could contain 10 City of David-sized cities with extra space. Excavations at this site began in 2005. Initially, they found that the site was suddenly destroyed and abandoned. However, the timing of this destruction didn't align with the biblical account, as it seemed to match a date around 1600 BC. In 2013, new evidence emerged after 8 seasons of excavations and the examination of over 40,000 separate vessels. It became clear that the massive destruction and abrupt end of occupation at the site coincided with the Middle Bronze Age II period, corresponding to the time of Abraham. Collins emphasized that carbon dating testing repeatedly confirmed the date of this destruction. Following this sudden destruction, the area remained uninhabited until the Iron Age. What's more fascinating is that the large site in the surrounding satellite cities appears to have been suddenly destroyed by an intense fire, despite centuries of erosion. Vast amounts of ash were discovered in the Middle Bronze Age layer, which marked the end of occupation. In this layer, researchers found pottery that had melted into glass, molten zircon crystals, mud brick structures torn from their foundations, and scorched foundation stones. These findings indicate a massive and fiery catastrophic event that abruptly ended the site's occupation. In this place, archaeologists discovered pottery that melted like lava, burned stones, and red ceramic-like bricks because it got really hot. The mud brick houses from the Middle Bronze Age seemed to explode, leaving everything in ruins. Moreover, researchers found pieces of desert glass in the eastern region that formed at over 6,000 degrees Celsius, likely from a meteor impact, like the one in Russia a century ago. Dr. Philip Sylvia believes that the only natural cause for such extreme heat and force is a meteorite airburst, like the Tunguska event in 1908. Furthermore, a big space rock came into Earth's sky in Russia and blew up high above, like a huge bomb. It sent out as much power as 20 million tons of TNT. The blast burned some trees, and at the very center, everything got wiped out. This might be what happened to the city. Interestingly, This destruction aligns with the account in Genesis of fire raining down and destroying the area, suggesting a concussive and thermal event. It appears that Genesis accurately recorded the destruction of Sodom during Abraham's time, supported by other Genesis events aligning with archaeological data. And that's all for now. Thanks for joining us in this video. If you found this content engaging, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking insights. And remember, your comments are invaluable to us, so share your thoughts below. Until next time, stay tuned for more intriguing stories.